Hello, people. Welcome to ShepherdEmpire once again. Last time or on our last video, we talked about if function or the if formula in Excel. So in this video, we're going to look at the part two of the if function or other ways of using the if function in Excel. All right. So before we start, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Or you can also search using ShepherdEmpire. Also, you can check on the description box below. The link to the channel is there. All right, so let's get started. So as we learned last time, the if function is one of the most popular functions in Excel, and it allows you to make logical comparisons between, a value and what you expect. So if a statement can be like two results, can have two results, it can be true, it can be false, it can be yes, it can be no, it can be one or two, like any of them, or whatever statement you want to put across. All right, so that is what we are going to look at today. We're going to look at different ways of using the if function. Okay, so now our example one is here. What we have here is that we have active, we have statements, the active, and then we have the active code. So we are coding it that, let's look at the example here. We are saying that if the cell that is in question, if it is equal to yes, then the result that we are looking for is 1. If not, we want it to be 2. That is, if it is no, if it is maybe or whatever, we want it to be 2. So we're going to create another column here. So let's say the second part of the column, and let me code it again, or let me make it somehow deeper. All right. Okay, so now every focus is on this cell here, right? So basically you're saying that equal to, don't forget your equal to sign. If this cell, okay, if this cell is equal to, now one thing is that this one we are talking about values, or we are talking about weights. So put it in quotes. If it's equal to yes, okay, no first, no, to return 2. If not, we want 1. And do it the other way around, and then we hit enter. Right, so let's drag it across and let's see. So you can see it's very simple. You can see that all the nodes are having are having 2, and then all the yes are having 1. Now let's change some of them to maybe and see. Yeah, some of the nodes to maybe and see. If so, you see that means that anything apart from no should be 1. We are only focusing on the no. If it is no, it is 2. If it is yes, maybe, or whatever, it should be 1. That is what we have here. So you realize that this is 1, this is also 1, and this is 1. And then we have this to be 1 as well. So it's very simple. And then don't forget that I will leave a link to this document in the description also, so that you can download it and then practice with it. Now, this is the over 10 or the other way of the formula or the function we used above. Here, what we are saying is that in this example, the formula in cell D2, don't worry, I'm not dealing with cell D2, the formula in the cell in question, if it is equal to 1, then return yes. Otherwise, say no. So the if function can be used to evaluate both tests and values. All right. So the tests are the words and the values are the numbers. So here we are dealing with what? The values. So here too, let's call it 2 and code it this way. All right. Now equal to, if the cell here equals 1, if equals 1, okay, call it yes. I forgot the call it yes. If not, say no. Right. Now we drag it across to C. So you can see it's very simple. Okay. It's very, very simple. We are moving on. Now, one thing that you should also take note is that you are not limited to only checking if one thing is equal to the other and returning the other thing also to be, a single result. Now, here we are saying that you can also use other mathematical operators and perform additional calculation depending on your criteria. So you can also, put in multiple formulas or functions, or you can add other formulas to the if function. So here let's say we have, let's say you are working on a budget, right? Then some budget that you set for, some activities, and then also the actual money you spent on the activity. So here I'm going to call it actual or expenditure. Yeah, right. So I'm going to delete what we have here, then do another one. Very simple. Yeah. So you are saying that I want to check the status of the budget as against the actual. So what I want to do is that I want to see whether I'm within the budget, or we spent within the budget, or we spent, above the budget. So I'm going to say that if, now this is the actual money we spent. So I'm going to say if this is greater than this one, this is the budgeted amount. If, sorry, let me bring my if here. If this is greater than, if 940 is greater than 800, okay, but I'm not using the figures, I'm using the surname. So B49 and the C49. Then call it over budget. And once again, don't forget to bring your quotes or your inverted commas. And if not, tell me that we are within budget. Right. And I close it. So we are saying over budget. Then we drag it across. We have within budget, over budget, then within budget. Now, in our next example, we're going to see how or why this is within budget. Even if you look at it, 800 and then we spend 940, so generally we are, above budget, and then or we did over budget, and then 350 and then we spent 240, so that means we are within budget. All right. So the amount overdue is going to be calculated in the next example, which is this one. So this is our example 4. I've actually done it here, but I'm going to do it again for your benefit. So here, I'm not only comparing, that if this is this, call it this. No. What I'm doing here, okay, let me delete this one and then take you through this formula. What I'm doing here is that if C65, so this is C65, 940, is greater than B65, this is B65, 800, then calculate the amount of money that I spent, okay, above my budget. So then C65 minus B65. So I want you to subtract this from this if the first statement is true. Now, after calculating it, return any other result that says otherwise of this one. So, in other words, if C65 is less than B65, then return it to me as 0. Okay, then you hit the enter. Now you drag it across, and you realize that all those within budget are 0. Okay, let me highlight it for you to see. All those within budget are 0. Yeah, we have 0 here, then we have another 0 here. And you realize that I have values for the over budget. So here I know that I spent 140. So let me say $140, right? I spent $140 as above my, just wait, as above my budgeted income. Very simple. Okay, so that is it. Any other question, any other comment, kindly don't forget to drop it in the comment section below. Right now here, okay, so the explanation here is for the formula above. All right, you can take your time and then read it so that you understand it all. If you don't understand it, let me know. Now this more or less like you are calculating for task. Okay, the task on a sale that you made. So assuming you have quantity of items here, the cost of an item, and then the total here, and they want to calculate for the tax. Okay, the taxes that maybe you are paying, and then now when you calculate the tax, then you get the total number. Okay, the total number of whatever the total amount of whatever you bought. All right, so we are saying that this is have my quantity everything here. Now I bought this. I bought one for $290, and then two be what this. I calculated it already. So here you can use your sum or the addition formula. Then they say, oh sorry, you can use your multiplication, same as this one. Right now, when you get to the subtotal here, right, you have it here, the subtotal, the cost for each one here, and then you have the actual total here. Now, so here is the subtotal of all the totals here. Now we are saying that the sales, do we add tax to it? And we are saying yes. Okay, if that is the case, then I want to do something. If D87 equals yes, that is here. If we are saying that we should add tax, that means yes, then we should calculate the percentage of tax to the subtotal. All right, so the percentage of tax that we have, we should multiply to the subtotal, and then we get the other total. Right, so if not, then call it 0. Now look at the formula here. So if D7 in here, okay, which is this one, equals yes, if that is true, then what I want Excel to do for me is to multiply E87, that is this one, the subtotal, by, let's say I've been given a tax of let's say 8 point something percent, by this is the tax percentage. If not, return it as 0, right? Then you hit the enter. So let me see, if here is 0 and I hit the enter, automatically the total here I just wrote it, but if you want to use formula, let's see, the total here is equal to this plus this one, right? So now if there is no tax, this will be my total amount, like the total amount of money that I have to pay. If there's tax, and then I say yes, there's tax, boom, Now this is the tax, amount on this figure, $2.6 on $31.46. So then it adds up and they give me $34.06. That is what the amount that I have to pay. So this is a part 2 of the if function. Okay, and then circumstances that you can use, use the if function to work things out. Then we're going to meet again with different video on color coding, and you try and then blend it with other software, like social media software, things that we blend it with it as time goes on. Once again, the name is ShepherdEmpire. Don't forget to subscribe, and then also share or like any comment. If you don't understand anything, don't forget to reach out as well. Thank you, and then meet again.